Well, good morning, America. Excuse me. Ciao. Wow, it's Wednesday already. Well, it's Wednesday for you. For me, it's Monday. Can you imagine not filming on the day right before I'm actually gonna post? This is called improvements, guys. Upgrades! Because I don't have a viewfinder on my camera, I can never tell if I have like good lighting where I am. So I always have to make like a mini video before I film of me going around trying to find where the best lighting is in the car. So I just end up with a bunch of these. Is lighting good? La-di-da-di-da. Oh. You might be asking me, Katie, why Italian? And to that I say, good question. Is it primarily to woo my future Italian husband's mom? Partially. And he will be Italian. I mean, I'd make an exception if he like spoke French, he was a French dude, and said things like encore, regime, rendezvous, and other French words that I know. We might be able to like make an exception with that. But like other than that, Italians, they're pretty nice. But also because my lovely, amazing, awesome goddess friend Miriam wants to learn Italian, and I was like, yo, I'll do it with you. Because I want to learn as many languages as possible, because if I want to be like a travel influencer when I'm older, which is, you know, the plan, then in the places that I'm going to be visiting and going, it's best if I actually know how to speak the languages, and I love language learning, so it just, everything falls into place very nicely. There's a lady on her phone walking towards me, and it's super awkward, so I'm going to avoid eye contact and pretend I'm not here. Why are there more people?
It's 6 feet. Having a crisis today.
There's a guy on my cross-country team, like, walking towards me. Okay, I'm pretty sure he didn't see me. Crisis averted. I really picked, like, the most highly trafficked road in my neighborhood to film this. A great choice. Should I move locations? Yes. These neighbors must think I'm crazy because I just circled around this cul-de-sac 3 times trying to find the, like, best place to park that would have the best lighting, and lo and behold, this place is terrible lighting, so we're moving again! Because, like, watch me, like, submerge into the darkness. It doesn't work. Am I allowed to park here? No, that's so bright. Oh, promising. Okay, this better be good lighting because I ain't moving. There's this weird light coming through because this person's house right here is strangely reflective. So I hope that's not weird. It also says no parking anytime here. Oops. We don't talk about it. I woke up this morning with a pimple right in between my eyebrows. You probably can't see it because I caked on concealer before filming this. Additionally, in attempts to look half decent for this video, I put in some dry shampoo. Because, you know, my hair is perpetually greasy. It's just an occupational hazard of being Katie. So I was, you know, spraying that in, and you know what I did? I sprayed it right in my eye. It was so stupid, and it just went, psh, oh. And it just fully in my eye. I cried about it, both out of sheer stupidity and pain. Dry shampoo is dangerous. Now into what I know you all came here for. Italiano. This is really just gonna be me, like 10 minutes of me being fake Italian. Self-awareness is key, I think, in this. I want to actually be able to, you know, like, speak somewhat fluently. So here's a cool fact. I learned this when I was trying to learn French. That lasted for all of 4 days and then I quit, but Italian's gonna be different, guys. I've changed. When I was learning French, I came across this cool fact. It was something to the effect of the first 1,000 words was 80% of what people say in a day. And then the first 2,000 most common words was 84% of what you say in a day. So if you learn the first 1,000, you got 80% of what you're gonna need to say. If you learn another 1,000, you double it, you only know 4% more of the language because those words are less common and you're not gonna use them. The more words you add on to that, the less and less actual gain you're gonna get. So if you can, like, get solid the first 1,000, you have basically everything you're gonna need to say. So the game plan for Italian is I broke it up into days, because we were trying to do this in a week. My friend Miriam and I, who's learning Italian with me, we were gonna learn Italian in 1 week, and we were gonna grind it out and learn it. I've already fallen behind. The first day of the week was supposed to be Saturday. It's Monday. Are we where we wanted to be? No. But that's okay, because did I anticipate failure? You always gotta do that when you're working with me. Oh, that's so negative. So let me tell you what the plan was, and then let me tell you what I'm actually doing. So the first 2 days I dedicated to learning the first 1,000 words, how to count to 100, the colors, the pronouns, common phrases. So far, this is day 3, I've learned like 70 words roughly. I've learned to count, the colors, and the pronouns. Then the next couple days were supposed to be the glue. This is like verbs and their conjugations and filler words like is, at, but, above, because, to, in order to, therefore, stuff like that that you just need to connect all of the words that are really common and you use every single day if you're speaking Italian. And then also things like the question words and the days of the week that are crucial. The last, couple days was going to be, making a connection and immersing yourself in Italian, so watching Netflix in Italian and listening to Italian podcasts and Italian music. In schools, they teach you a bunch of random words, you learn all of the kitchen things, like how to say spatula and batter and oven. Things like spatula or squirrel, or you know what I learned in my Spanish class? I think it's zumbir. That's how to say to buzz in Spanish. I only say buzz a solid once a year, and that's when I'm about to get stung by a bee and I'm freaking out because my irrational fear of bees does get to the extreme level at some times. If you're one of my friends, you've seen it, it's ugly. Where we are at is not this. However, I'm learning pretty steadily. I'm trying to get 50 words a day, and how I'm going about doing that is when I'm about to go to sleep, right before I go to sleep, I read over vocab and I try and recall vocab and different conjugations and things, and I test myself right before I sleep. And then I go to sleep, and then in your sleep, when you do things right before your sleep, your brain is processing that and putting it into long-term memory. And so then if you do it right before you sleep, it reinforces the information in your brain really well versus if you did it at some other random time of the day. And so then the second I wake up, I then do the exact same thing. I wake up and immediately I try and recall it. And so it gets my brain working and active, and right away I get out of my grogginess because I'm having to use really brain crunching thinking, system 2 thinking, and I'm forcing my brain to get alert, and so that's good. And then 2, when you're trying to recall it like that, you have to work harder for the information, and so when you work harder for the information like that, your brain actually remembers it better later. And then throughout the day, I'm trying to go in little intervals. So when I find little spaces in the day between my mom and I do a puzzle, and then we take a break, and then maybe we start cooking dinner, in between that time, in the little segments, I'm learning new words. And then in the next little gap I do the same thing. And if you do it in little segments throughout the day, it's little chunks that your brain can eat. If you do it just all at once, and you do 2 hours of straight grinding, and that's all you do in a day, guess what? Your brain doesn't work like that. It's gonna forget 90% of what you're doing. But if you do it in small chunks that your brain can absorb, it learns it better. And so this is the tactics that I'm using to hack my brain into actually learning Italian. My camera's about to die, and I don't understand why. I forgot about my battery, and it's been charging in the wall for 5 days now because I just forgot that I left it charging. How is it almost dead? It's okay. When you learn a language in school, it goes so slow, and it's designed to go over 4 years. I don't want to take 4 years to learn Italian. I want it now! I mean, impatience can be a good thing sometimes. Impatience can translate to efficiency. And I'm so excited, too, because Italy's gonna literally be paying people to go to their country once the pandemic is over, because, Italy was hit so hard. So and they're a big tourist attraction. They get a lot of revenue from that. And so they just opened it up because they're not getting any tourists. They're like, we will pay for, I think, half of your flight and one of every 3 nights that people stay there. And so I need to learn Italian now so I can hop on that and head over to Italy, man. I just popped my finger when I hit the steering wheel. So I'm very excited. I really want to go to the Dolomites. I think that's how you pronounce it. I learned Italian. I should be like Dolomites. They're so pretty. It's like a wonderland. I want to go there. And then there's this other place. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Alberobello. Alberobello. It's so pretty. I swear some places in Europe are like from a fairy tale. I want to go there. I want to eat Italian food. I don't want to swim in the blue waters of the Mediterranean. I want to meet my future husband in Italy and so we can do the Lady and the Tramp pasta thing. Who am I kidding though? I don't need an Italian husband. Like, really, I just want a boyfriend. My Pinterest board is full up of couples and pictures of couples where I'm like, goals when I see them, and then I like scroll through my board and I'm just like, actually I really want to be that. And no, hopefully my Pinterest board is acting as manifestation. How do you say live in Italy? What is it, like Viva la Italia? Let's learn here. Let's learn something. Long live Italian. Lunga vita all'italiano.
Lunga vita all'italiano.
Lunga vita all'italiano. Woo! Alright, thank you for staying. See you guys in the next one.